Hey everyone, welcome back to the English Story Podcast. I'm Mark.
And I'm Hope. Today we're talking about something you can use in almost every casual conversation: how to talk about your hobbies and interests in English.
Whether you're making small talk with a new friend, chatting with coworkers, or introducing yourself in a class or meeting, people often ask, "What do you like to do in your free time?"
Exactly. And if your only answer is, I like music or I like movies, you're missing a chance to really express yourself. We're here to help you sound more natural and confident when sharing your interests.
In this episode, we'll show you easy but powerful phrases like, "I'm really into," and "lately I've been getting into," to help you talk about what you love doing, what you avoid, and how you spend your weekends.
Plus, at the end of the episode, we'll give you a fun 1-minute speaking challenge to help you practice talking about your favorite hobby in real time.
So, whether you love reading, painting, hiking, or binge watching documentaries, we've got the language you need to share your passion clearly and naturally.
All right, let's start with one of the most common and useful parts of any casual conversation: talking about the things you like. And no, we're not just going to say I like movies or I like music. You can do better than that.
Exactly. When you use more expressive phrases, you sound more natural and more fluent. So, instead of repeating "I like," try mixing it up with these alternatives.
1. I'm really into, meaning you enjoy something a lot, it's a strong interest.
This is great for talking about hobbies you're passionate about.
Example: I'm really into photography. I take my camera everywhere I go.
Example: I'm really into jazz music lately. It just puts me in a good mood.
2. I'm a big fan of, meaning you regularly enjoy or support something like a hobby, sport, or activity.
This works especially well for things like shows, sports, or famous people.
Example: I'm a big fan of Korean dramas.
Example: I'm a big fan of tennis. I try to play every weekend.
3. I can't get enough of, meaning you love something so much you always want more of it.
This is a fun phrase that shows real excitement.
Example: I can't get enough of sushi, I could eat it every day.
Example: I can't get enough of puzzle games. They keep my brain busy. Let's do a quick example. Hope, what are you into these days?
Honestly, I'm really into home workouts. They help me stay active without going to the gym.
Nice. I've been getting into cooking lately. I can't get enough of spicy food.
See how that sounds more engaging than just saying, I like cooking or I like exercise? Using these expressions makes your conversations feel more real and expressive.
Up next, we'll show you how to talk about the things you're not so into without sounding negative or rude.
All right, now let's switch gears. Not every activity is for everyone, and sometimes you'll want to talk about something you don't enjoy. But here's the thing: just saying, I don't like it, can sound too blunt, especially in English.
Right. In casual conversation, we often use softer, more natural phrases to say we're not into something without sounding negative or rude.
1. It's not really my thing. Meaning, you're not interested in it, but you're being polite.
This is a great phrase when you want to be honest but not offensive.
Example: camping? It's not really my thing. I'd rather stay in a hotel.
Example: jazz music's okay, but it's not really my thing.
2. I'm not a big fan of, meaning you don't dislike it completely, but it's not something you enjoy.
Use this when you want to express a light dislike. Nothing too harsh.
Example: I'm not a big fan of scary movies. I get nervous too easily.
Example, I'm not a big fan of crowded places.
3. I'd rather not. Meaning you prefer to avoid it. It's a polite way to say no.
This works well when someone invites you to do something you're not into.
Example: I'd rather not go hiking in the rain.
Example, I'd rather not spend my weekend shopping.
So, Mark, do you ever go camping?
Honestly, it's not really my thing. I'm more of an indoor person.
Fair enough, I love the outdoors, but I'm not a big fan of bugs, so I get it.
See, these phrases help you be honest without sounding too negative or critical.
Up next, we'll teach you how to describe your weekend activities and free time using natural, real-life English.
Let's move on to something that always comes up in small talk: how you spend your weekends and free time. Whether you're chatting with coworkers on Monday morning or meeting someone new, people love asking, "So, what did you do this weekend?"
Exactly. So instead of just saying I relaxed or I stayed home, you can use natural, flexible phrases that sound more engaging. These also help you expand on your answer and build a real conversation.
1. On weekends, I usually, meaning describing your regular weekend routine.
This phrase is great for describing your habits in a casual, friendly way.
Example, on weekends, I usually meet up with friends or go for a run.
Example: on weekends, I usually catch up on shows and sleep in.
2. In my free time, I enjoy, meaning talking about general hobbies or what you do when you're not working or studying.
Use this when you want to share something you regularly do for fun.
Example, in my free time, I enjoy painting and listening to podcasts.
Example: in my free time, I enjoy playing guitar and writing songs.
3. Lately, I've been getting into, meaning you recently started a new hobby or interest.
This one is perfect for starting a conversation. It shows you're trying something new or have a growing interest.
Example, lately I've been getting into yoga. It's helped me relax more.
Example: lately I've been getting into gardening. It's surprisingly fun.
So, Hope, what do you usually do on the weekend?
On weekends, I usually go to a local cafe and read. Lately, I've been getting into nonfiction books.
Nice. In my free time, I enjoy cycling. It's the one thing that clears my head after a long week.
You see how those phrases give your answer a little more depth? They're easy to use, and they make your conversation sound more natural.
And now that you've got the tools to talk about your hobbies and routines, it's time to put everything together in our speaking challenge.
Now it's time for your challenge. We've covered the key phrases, we've shared examples. And now it's your turn to speak.
The challenge is simple. Give a 1-minute talk in English about your favorite hobby or interest. Think of it like answering a casual question from a new friend. So, what do you like to do for fun?
What to include in your 1-minute talk?
Start with a strong opener. I'm really into.
In my free time, I enjoy.
Lately, I've been getting into.
Add a little detail.
How often you do it.
Why you enjoy it.
What it helps you with. Relaxation, learning, socializing, etc.
Wrap it up naturally.
It's something I always look forward to.
I never get tired of it.
It helps me recharge. I'm really into cooking. I try to experiment with different cuisines, mostly Asian and Mediterranean dishes. On the weekends, I'll pick a recipe I've never tried before and see how it goes. It's relaxing and it feels good to make something from scratch. Plus, I get to eat when I'm done, which is always a win.
Lately, I've been getting into watercolor painting. I started it during lockdown, and now it's my favorite way to unwind. I usually paint in the evenings, just small things like plants or city scenes. I'm not amazing at it, but it really helps me focus and slow down.
So now pause the episode or finish listening and try your own version. You don't need to be perfect. Just speak for 1 minute, use the phrases we shared, and get comfortable with expressing yourself.
And if you want to go further, record yourself or send your recording to a friend who's also learning English. It's great practice, and it helps you hear your progress.
And that's it for today's episode. We hope you're walking away with new useful phrases you can actually use when talking about your hobbies and interests in English.
Let's do a quick recap. Today we covered how to talk about what you like, using phrases like, I'm really into, and I can't get enough of. We also showed you polite ways to talk about things you're not into, like, it's not really my thing.
Then we moved into how to describe your weekend and free time activities naturally. Phrases like, on weekends I usually, or lately I've been getting into, help you sound relaxed and fluent in casual conversations.
And don't forget the challenge, a 1-minute talk about your favorite hobby. If you haven't tried it yet, now's the perfect time. Just pause, speak, and don't overthink it.
The more you practice using real phrases, the more confident you'll feel. Even just a minute a day makes a difference.
If you found this episode helpful, make sure to follow or subscribe to the English Story podcast and share it with someone else who's learning English. It's always better when you learn together.
Thanks for spending time with us today. We'll be back soon with more practical English to help you sound natural, confident, and fluent.
Until next time, keep practicing and keep enjoying the process.